you need previous classes, videos, and those all stuff, please try to communicate to the management, right? Okay, good. Right. So let's start the session. Today we are going to discuss about file system hierarchy. Okay. So FHS, file system hierarchy status, right? Right. So guys, please concentrate. It's a very, very important concept. So please try to understand the concept, right? So you should have this concept forever even in your mind. If you are thinking to start as a career as a Linux administrator, you should remember this file system hierarchy for lifetime, right? Yeah, good evening, Shivamani. Yes. Yeah, I will provide the image. Give me some time. I said no. So after 2 days, then I will provide you. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's start, guys. How many peoples you know how to install the operating system into your laptop? How many of you know how to install the operating system into your laptop? Live about Linux. So how many peoples you know how to install the Windows operating system? You have the laptop, right? If you doesn't have the operating system in your laptop, how you are going to install? So here I'm unable to show you because we are doing offline online classes also, right? So I will give the some steps, few steps how to install the operating system, right? So please ఆ మొబైల్స్ ఎవరైనా ఉంటే అన్మ్యూట్ లేదంటే సైలెంట్ లోనే పెట్టండి, right? So you know both Linux and Windows, it's very good. I'm asking about who doesn't know, right? For them. Okay, guys. So let's see. So we should follow few steps. We need to follow few steps to install the operating system into our desktop as well as into our laptop, right? Clear, guys? So why I'm giving those all the information in the sense, if I'm directly teaching the file system hierarchy, maybe you're going to get confused, right? So 90% people you know very well about Windows, right? So many people you're using like Windows operating system in your laptops. If I'm giving some information about Windows, easily you can able to understand about Linux. So I'm going to compare with Windows now, right, guys? So let's see here. Please concentrate. So don't make the note. So what I'm trying to teaching to you peoples, please concentrate on that, right? I will give the time to make the note, okay? Offline. Online people మీ ఇష్టం, నేను ఎట్లా చూడటం లేదు కాబట్టి, right? So let's see here. Your wish online. So how to install the operating system? The prerequisites. What we need? Prerequisites, guys, to install the operating system. How you're going to install the operating system into your laptop? What we need? So minimum क्या चाहिए हम लोगों को installation करने के लिए? हाँ? क्या चाहिए, guys? Laptop चाहिए, okay? Super, right? Let's see here. So we need DVD first of all. You'll have the laptop. If you doesn't have the laptop, where you are going to install? How में installation करोगे? So we should have the laptop always. We are trying to installing the operating system into our laptop itself only, okay? So to install the operating systems, what we need? DVD or pen drive, right, guys? So DVD or pen drive we need. So and we require OS, ISO image. So ISO image we need. For example, you're trying to installing the Windows operating system. So we need Windows ISO image. So from where we are going to download the Windows ISO image? From internet itself only. So assume this, we are trying to installing the Windows 10 operating system. So we need to download the Windows ISO image, Windows 10 ISO image from Microsoft site, right? So using this ISO image, for example, this is Windows 10 ISO image. So using this ISO image, we are going to create bootable DVD or bootable pen drive using few third-party applications. Nino, Burning Room, and then Roofers, like this applications will have So easily you can able to download from the internet using those third-party applications. We are going to build the bootable DVD or bootable pen drive, right? So we have the bootable DVD to install the operating system into our laptop, right? So this bootable DVD or pen drive, to whom we need to connect? To whom we need to connect? We need to insert into the system, right? Right, guys? So we should insert into the system. It may be laptop, it may be desktop. System means personal computer, right, guys? Then we need to insert the bootable DVD or pen drive into our laptop. Okay. Then what we need to do? We should reboot the mission. We need to reboot the mission. So how to reboot? I hope you know very well. So you will have the restart key, or otherwise Control Alt Delete you can use. It will restart. Okay. Right, guys. So after rebooting, we should enter into the BIOS. BIOS, Basic Input Output System, BIOS full form. So how we need to enter into the BIOS? So BIOS is a one firmware, right? So how we need to enter into the BIOS? Using few function keys. How many function keys we'll have in our keyboard? F1 to F12, right? So in between, at least we should use, it depends upon your motherboard manufacturer. It depends upon your laptop vendor. They will provide the function key to enter into the BIOS. If you reboot the mission, it will show you one function key to enter into the BIOS. We should use that function key to enter into the BIOS. So few vendors, they're providing for us delete key and escape keys also to enter into the BIOS, not only function keys. So few vendors, so they are providing for us escape keys and delete keys also. We should use the escape key and delete key to enter into the BIOS. So inside the BIOS, we have one option called boot, right, guys? Inside the BIOS, we have the one option called boot, guys. So inside the boot option, we'll have few options. First boot, second boot, third boot, fourth boot, like this we'll have. So we need to select first boot. First boot here, according to your requirement. So what type of media you are using to install the operating system, that media we should select. It may be pen drive, it may be DVD, right, guys? So we insert the, assume this, we insert the pen drive. So we need to select the pen drive as a first boot device, right, guys? Then what we need to do? So what we need to do? We need to save the BIOS settings. So what we did the changes into the BIOS. So we need to change the BIOS settings. We need to save the BIOS settings. F10 is an option to save. So yes, I'm talking about legacy only, guys. Okay. So I said clearly, we are trying to installing the operating system into our laptop, right? So I hope you got it, guys. F10 and to save the settings, then what we need to do? So we should reboot the mission, right? So after rebooting this mission, so it will start the mission along with your pen drive. It will boot along with your pen drive. It will start along with your pen drive. Now the operating system installation process, it will happen. So where it will install the operating system? Inside the C drive. That means hard disk. That's it now. So in our laptop, in our desktop, we'll have the hard disk. So inside this hard disk, so we are going to install the operating system. So Windows having one good feature, it will install the operating system into the C drive. Automatically, Windows, it will provide the one drive letter to the particular device to identify. Without drive letter, can we able to identify the device, guys? It's possible. Maybe you will have the hard disk into your mission, but it doesn't have any drive letter. So can we able to identify the hard disk? No, it's not possible. So Windows, it having the one good feature, automatically it will assign one drive letter to the particular device. right? So where we are installing the operating system, guys? Inside the C drive, right? Inside the C drive. So why Windows by default, it is providing the C drive letter for the hard disk? Why not A, why not B? Yes, guys. So we have total A to Z drive letter concepts in Windows. Okay. So what about A and B? So it's reserved for, very good. So floppy. So it's reserved for floppy diskette. So in olden days, to store the data, we are using floppy drive. So floppy diskettes will have. Okay. So A and B, it's reserved for floppy, and C, it's reserved for hard disk. And D, pen drive. So if you're connecting the like any device, automatically it will assign the drive letter. Right, guys? So C by default, it reserved for hard disk. Right, guys? I hope you got it. Right. So now my question, where we are installing the operating system? Inside the C drive, right? So most of the people, they are thinking we are installing the operating system into the C drive. C is a one drive letter, guys. C is a one drive letter. We are installing the operating system into our hard disk. The hard disk name is C, that's it. Okay. So usually in Windows, where we are installing the Windows operating system, in the sense, inside the reverse slash. Got it, guys? Inside the reverse slash. So reverse slash is a top level directory in Windows. Most of the people, what they are thinking, in the sense, they are trying to installing the operating system into the C drive. C is the only drive letter to identify the device. We are installing the operating system into the device, not into the drive letter. Drive letter is a one kind of name to identify. Simple, guys. So in this floor, how many classrooms will have? 2 classrooms will have, classroom 1 and classroom 2, right? So now Linux class, where we are conducting, in the sense, in classroom 1, right? If you doesn't know the classroom number, can we able to attend the Linux class? I hope you got it now, right? So this is one classroom and this is another classroom. So drive letters are classroom numbers. Those all the classrooms where it will be available inside the new building. I hope you got it, guys. Yes, no? So this is one hard disk. So we are dividing the multiple partitions. So this is C and it's a D. And it's a C block and it's a D block. So now where we are storing the data, we are not storing the data into the C drive letter and D drive letter. We are trying to storing the data into this block. Can we able to change the classroom numbers? It's possible. Always yes, we can able to change. Right? Like the same way here also we can able to change the drive letters, right? Yes, no. So where we are installing the operating system and data, in the sense, inside the reverse slash. I hope you're clear about Windows, right? So coming to Linux, it doesn't have any drive letter concept, guys, in Linux. We doesn't have any drive letter concept in Linux, right? So without drive letter, can we able to store the data? It's possible. Without knowing your name, how I can able to communicate with you guys? Yes, no. I should know your name, then only I can able to communicate with you. Like the same way. So without knowing the particular device where you are going to store the data, where you are going to install the operating system. Yes, no. So without drive letter, we are unable to store the data. We are unable to get the data from the hard disk, right? Coming to Linux, we doesn't have the drive letter concept, right, guys? We doesn't have the drive letter concept here. So where we are going to store the data? where we are installing the total operating system inside the forward slash. It's a one top level directory. Okay. So yesterday we did few partitions. So did you remember? So first partition is forward slash. 12 GB I have given yesterday. That is top level directory. Directory means folder. In Windows, we are calling folder. Coming to Linux, we need to call directory. Got it, guys? So directory. It's a top level directory. So Linux having one hierarchy. Okay. So it's a top level directory. Forward slash. So top level directory, you can say, root directory, you can say, parent directory, you can say, right? So this is Linux having file system hierarchy. Hierarchy means one tree structure. So we are installing our operating system. We are storing our personal data and official data, whatever it may be. We are going to store under forward slash itself only. I hope you got it. We doesn't have the any drive letter concept here. So it's a one tree structure. So tree having the root, right? So without root, we doesn't have the tree, right? Like the same way here, forward slash is a root directory. It's a parent directory for all other directories. Directory means folder. Terminology is different in Linux. In Windows, we are going to call folder. Coming to Linux, we need to call directory. I hope you got it, guys. Clear? Next. So this is a top level directory. It's a parent directory for all other directories. So under this top level directory, so we'll have many directories. For example, usually you need to join the course in Hyderabad in the sense which area is a famous, guys. So always Amirpet is a famous area. So assume this Amirpet having the number of the institutions, right? So all the institutions, they're providing the same courses or different courses. Different courses, right? Like the same way, forward slash, you can say it's Amirpet. Okay, assume this is Amirpet. So this Amirpet area, it having the multiple institutions. Okay, so different institution, different courses they're providing for us. But coming to Naresh Shetty, all the courses, it will be available here itself only. Okay, right. So I hope you got it, guys. So forward slash is a top level directory. Under forward slash, we'll have different directories. So what type of services those directories they're providing for us, now we are going to discuss. That is file system hierarchy. I hope you got it, guys, right? Yes, in Linux, we need to call directory. In Windows, we should call folder, okay? Slash ROOT, Kartikeya. So slash ROOT. Why slash? Forward slash top level directory. Under this folder, we'll have the one more folder, subfolder called root. I hope you got it. So forward slash is a one directory. Under forward slash, we'll have the one more directory called root. Slash ROOT is a home directory for root user. It will provide the default work environment for the root user. Yes, forward slash is a top level directory. You can say parent directory. You can say root directory, right? So let's see, guys, here. Kartikeya. So let's see, guys, here. So please concentrate. So under forward slash, We'll have one directory. We'll have the multiple directories. What is mean by hierarchy? నిజంగానే అడుగుతున్నారా తెలియక లేదంటే hierarchy means it's a one tree structure, guys. That's it. Now one hierarchy means yes, no. Okay, so slash root is a home directory for root user. It will provide the default work environment for the root user, right? Okay, so what is the meaning of like home directory of the root user? Slash root is a home directory of the root user. It will provide the default work environment for root user. So leave about Linux, guys. In Windows, how many types of user accounts will have? Two user accounts, right? Admin and guest user, right? Admin and guest user. So like the same way, coming to Linux, we have root user and normal user. Root user and normal user, right? So here we need to call root user or supreme user, super user, whatever if you want you can call, and normal user. Okay, student, yesterday we created one user called student, that is normal user. Normal user, it having the restricted access, right? Okay, guys, for example, you need to attend the interview. Okay, so you need to attend the interview in the sense, what you need for attending the interview? Who's that guy? Evaru chepparu? Resume kada. So without resume, how you can able to attend the interview? At least we should provide the resume to the organization, then only they can able to ask the questions, right? So you need to prepare the resume. Certificates direct ga ivalsina avasaram ledu, first resume ivandi. Okay, right? So Ganesh, right? So how you are going to prepare the resume, guys? How you are going to prepare the resume? With the help of Word, MS Word, right? Microsoft Word will have. So using the Microsoft Word, we prepare the resume. Okay, so after completing the resume, so you need to save the document, right? How you are going to save? Control S is option to save, right? We prepared the resume and then we save the document. Okay, and then we close the document. We close the document. So after a few minutes, so I got like one more information I need to add in that. I need to edit the resume again. So now you used Control S. You didn't give the any location, C drive, D drive, E drive like that. Just use the Control S, you close the resume. By default, this document where it will store? A C drive lone ekkada. So very good. Document Sagar. Inside the documents folder, right? Document and setting will have. This documents settings, documents folder, it belongs to whom? I'm logging as an administrator into my operating system. This documents, it belongs to administrator. That's it, na? Administrator, he's trying to preparing the resume, right? He saved the document. By default, the document where it will store, it will save into the documents folder, right? By default. Can we say this is a default working directory for administrator? I hope you got it, guys. If you try to creating the documents, by default, those all the documents, it will store into the document folder. Like the same way, coming to Linux, if you try to log in as a root user, for example, assume those we log in as a root user, we are trying to creating few files and directories with the help of root user. By default, those all the files and directories, it will store into the /root. I hope you got it. /root is a home directory. If you want, you can make a note. So /root is a home directory for root user. It will provide the default work environment for the root user. So first forward slash is a top level directory. It's a parent directory for all other directories. Right, guys? So this is, I'm talking about this. / is a top level directory. It's a parent directory for all other directories. It's a root directory. right guys? /ROOT is a home directory for root user. It will provide the default work environment for the root user. /ROOT is a home directory for root user. It will provide the default work environment for root user. That means if you try to log in as a root user, if you're creating files and directories with the help of root user, by default those files and directories it will store under /ROOT. I hope you're clear guys. నిద్రపోకండి, చూడండి. ఫస్ట్ తీసుకొచ్చి పెన్ డ్రైవ్ ఇచ్చింది మీరే. నిద్రపోతే ఎలా? ఏం చెప్పాను ఇప్పుడు నేను? పర్సనల్గా నన్ను మీట్ అయ్యారు కదా మీరు, కదా? నేను ఇంక మర్చిపోను. అర్థమవుతుందా? ఉప్పల్ నుంచి దేంట్లో వచ్చారు? బస్సులో నిద్రపోలేదా ఉప్పల్ నుంచి వచ్చేటప్పుడు? ఏదైనా ఉంటే బస్సులోనే చూసుకోండి, క్లాస్లో నిద్రపోకండి, ఓకేనా? సో మీరు ఏ ప్రాబ్లం ఫేస్ చేస్తున్నారో నాకు ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పారు, అవునా కదా? సో అది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి రాశానండి. రాగానే మీరు పెన్ డ్రైవ్ ఇచ్చారు, నేను కాపీ కూడా చేసేసాను. మీరు నిద్రపోతే ఎలా అర్థమవుతుంది సబ్జెక్టు? రైట్. ఓకే. /ROOT is a home directory for root user. It will provide the default work environment for the root user. Right. Next. /home is a home directory for normal user, guys. How many types of user accounts will have? 2 types of user accounts will have, right? One is root user, another one is normal user. Okay. So हर एक बंदे को उसका जो अलग अलग घर चाहिए, राइट? सो वैसे ही यहाँ पे सो 2 यूजर्स हैं, उन दोनों को अलग अलग घर चाहिए ताकि उनके चीज वहां पे स्टोर कर सके. राइट गाइस, अर्थम అవుతుందా? ఓకే. సో /ROOT is a home directory for root user. It will provide the default work environment for the root user, right? And /home is a home directory for normal user. So /home is a home directory for normal user. So it will provide the default work environment for normal user, right? Okay. మీకు దండం పెడతాను స్వామి జీవితం. Yes guys, can you hear me? Am I audible? Offline, online. So ఏడవద్దు, వచ్చేస్తా నేను, రైట్? Okay. So one guy, he actually sent the one expression, crying expression. Okay. Okay. Right. So I'm not going to leave you peoples like for 30 to 35 days. Don't worry. So let's see here. Slash home is a guys, please concentrate. అయిపోయింది పవర్ కట్ ఇష్యూ అంతా అయిపోయింది ఆల్రెడీ వచ్చేసింది ఇంకా స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం ఓకే రైట్ వచ్చేసింది నేను చెప్పేది కూడా అదే కదా రైట్ సో లెట్స్ సీ గైస్ స్లాష్ హోమ్ ఇస్ అ హోమ్ డైరెక్టరీ ఫర్ normal user. It will provide the work environment. या पावर चले गया था यार, वो अभी आ गया, वही बोल रहा हूँ तेलुगु में, उसको कुछ लेना देना जरूरत नहीं है, जो मैं अभी पढ़ा रहा हूँ वो कॉन्सेंट्रेट कीजिए लाइक प्रत्युषा जी राइट. अगर कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट है मैं इंग्लिश में ही पढ़ाऊंगा, डोंट वरी, और हिंदी में पढ़ाऊंगा आपको राइट. सो यहाँ पे थोड़े तेलुगु के जो बच्चे हैं ऑफलाइन में उन लोगों को बोल रहा हूँ उतना ही राइट. ओके सो स्लैश होम इज अ होम डायरेक्टरी for normal user. It will provide the default work environment for normal user right. So guys we can able to create పోయిందా ఒక నిమిషం కనిపించట్లేదా right. Yes, thank you Abhishek Singh. Okay so slash home is a home directory for normal user right. Slash home is a home directory for normal user. It will provide the default work environment for the normal user. Guys, coming to normal users, we can able to create 60,000 user accounts by default in our Linux operating system right. So for 60,000 user account, one directory is enough. Assume this, we have the 20 user accounts into our operating system right. So one directory is enough guys to store the data for 20 users. Okay, root is a user account, it having it own directory, those like root own directory it having slash root, but we have the different users right. For example student right, student user right, and we'll have the u1 user account right. So like this we have different types of users, that means different like maybe like 10 to 20 user accounts will have. Assume this, for 10 to 20 user account one directory is enough guys. So as of now we discuss slash home is a home directory for normal user. If you having the multiple normal user, one directory is enough? No right. So because of that reason, while you are trying to creating the user account, automatically inside the home one directory it will be created in the name of that particular user called student. Student user home directory home student. So u1 user home directory home u1. So slash home slash u1 right guys. I hope you got it. So if you try to creating the Shivamani user, slash home slash Shivamani is a home directory of the Shivamani user account. I hope you got it guys. Clear? So here the common directory is a home for everyone right. So because of that reason we are saying like slash home is a home directory for normal user. Clear? Yes, no? So if you want, you can make a note. Slash home is a home directory for normal user. It will provide the default work environment for normal user. Slash home is a home directory for normal user. It will provide the default work environment for normal user. That means if you try to log in as a student user, if you're creating files and directories with the help of student user, by default it will store slash home slash student. Clear? Right. Next, slash BOOT. So slash, so BOOT, boot. So boot contain all the bootable files. So first of all, what is a bootable file guys? So what is a bootable file? Okay, what is a bootable file guys? So in Windows sometimes you will get few errors. If you switch on the mission, you will get one error. Boot device is not found. So boot NTL DR is missing. Boot.img is missing. Press any key to continue. Like this, we'll get the errors and we'll get one black screen. We won't get the operating system. Why? So what is the reason behind? Why you are getting like this errors in Windows? Yes, guys. Boot, that is what. Those all the errors why we'll get. The bootable files that got corrupted. Because of that reason, we are getting this error. So what is a bootable file? Why we need? Assume this. So we are trying to traveling from Hyderabad to Bangalore. Right, guys? Assume that I'm trying to travel from Hyderabad to Bangalore. Right? So how we are going to travel, guys? So by bus, train, car, flight, or my bullet. Right? So at least we need one vehicle. That's it, no? So we have I have the bullet, guys. Okay, 350cc. Because of that reason, I'm going to use the bike only for traveling. Okay. So clear. I like long ride because of that reason. Okay. Right. Which bike? Classic 350. Okay. Right. Ganesh. So gunmetal grade, not signals. Okay. Right. So I hope you're clear about my personal details. Right. Okay. Good. So we need one vehicle to travel from one place to another place. Got it, guys? So I need to travel from Hyderabad to Bangalore. In the sense, we need one vehicle. It may be any vehicle. It may be bus, train, car, whatever it may be. Right? Without vehicle, can you be able to travel? So पैदल जाना है तो पैर हाथ में आ जाएंगे. Right? So it's not possible. Right? We need one vehicle. So clear, guys? So how you are trying to traveling from one place to another place? Your source place is Hyderabad. Your destination is Bangalore. How you are trying to travel? With the help of one vehicle. Without vehicle, how we are unable to travel to the Bangalore? Like the same way, if you switch on the mission, it will start. It will start. That means it's booting technically, right? So the mission, it will start. And then the mission, it should reach to the destination called operating system. How I'm reaching to the Bangalore, my destination, like the same way mission also, it's try to reaching to the destination called operating system. So here, the bootable files, it will work like as a vehicle to reach our destination. I hope you got it, guys. Okay. So who's that guy? Abhishek. You don't like very much professional teaching. We like teaching like you. So thank you. So see, guys, professional teaching means if I'm trying to teaching to you peoples in a definition wise, you are unable to understand. Because we'll have the n number of the non-IT peoples in our classroom. My intention is we have in online more than 160 peoples and offline more than 50 peoples will have. Around more than 200 peoples will have. My intention is each and every guy he need to understand. Because of that reason, I'm trying to making like this jokes, right? So if you're feeling bad, I'm unable to do anything. एक बंदे के लिए मैं change नहीं कर सकता हूँ, right? So okay. So maybe if you're feeling I'm not teaching professional in the sense, so this is my professional. My professional is I need to teach to the you peoples, and you peoples you should understand what I am trying to teaching. Got it? Yes, no. अभिषेक कुछ बुरा नहीं बोला, so ऐसा ही पढ़ाना चाहिए बोल के बोल रहा है. अगर कोई बंदा ऐसा सोच रहा है, so उन लोगों को मैं बोल रहा हूँ, right? Simple, guys. Why you are bothering about the jokes, right? You need to bother about your subject, right? Why I'm trying to making the jokes in a sense, you need to concentrate here. If I'm teaching like so slash root is a home directory for normal root user, it will provide the default work environment for the root user. Can you able to get? No, right? Yes, no. Right. Okay. So thank you guys. Okay. So slash boot is a directory. It contain bootable files. Maybe few people they're very professional. They are going to feel because of that reason. I'm saying, got it? Right. We need to go with professional, but in basic level, so we should understand the concept first of all. Professional को बाद में देखेंगे. Right? Okay. So slash boot is a boot directory. It contains the bootable files. Right?
Recording stopped.
Yes, guys, can you hear me? Online. Yes. So if the issue is there, definitely I will inform to you because I doesn't have the time to inform you peoples because suddenly the power cut it got happen. So how I can able to inform? Tell me, huh? Right. Okay. Right now you're not going to face any issue now. Okay. So now we'll have the backup. Right. So slash BOOT contain all the bootable files. I hope you know very well about the bootable files now. Okay. So coming to Linux, so we have few bootloaders. We have few bootloaders. So for example, grep2 is the latest bootloader. In RHEL 7.0 as well as in 8.0, both the versions will have the grep2. Grep will form ground, GRAND, ground unified bootloader. Ground unified bootloader version 2. Right. And that is what I'm teaching. Okay, Rocky, please concentrate. Rocky bhai. I think yes. Huh? Right. So grep is a bootloader in older version. Like that means in 6.0 by default will have the grep. Okay. And coming to older version, I cannot. So guys, what about remaining peoples? Can you able to see my screen? What about remaining peoples? Yes. So grub is a bootloader. Grub is a bootloader. It's a one folder, right? So grub is a bootloader. This is one folder. Inside the grub will have the grub configuration files and kernel images. Okay. Don't bother about the grub. We have the one chapter called boot process. At the time I will teach you, right? In older versions, like before 6.0, in RHEL 7.0 and 8.0, having grub2. RHEL 7.0, 8.0, having grub2, latest bootloader. So in older version, like 6.0, in 6.0 by default, you'll have the grub. In older versions, like before 6.0, we'll have the 5.0, 4.0, 3.0, 2.0 versions will have. In that, we'll have LILO, Linux loader. Right, guys. So grub is a bootloader. It contains grub configuration files and kernel images. Okay. So grub2 is a latest bootloader in RHEL 7.0 as well as in 8.0 version. Right, guys. Okay. So coming to 6.0 version, we'll have the grub2. So, 6.0 will have the grub. You can say legacy grub also. So coming to older versions like LILO will have LILO, Linux loader full form. Linux loader is a full form, right? So those all the bootloaders from where we need to get inside the slash BOOT. I hope you got it, guys. So inside the slash BOOT, so we'll have grep2 is a bootloader in RHEL 7.0 version. So I hope you got it, guys. Next directory, etc, etc. So etc, guys. So etc contain all the configuration files. etc contain configuration files. Right, guys. See, you are asking about grep. See, guys, while you are trying to installing the operating system, right, it will start with boot. from boot itself. In BIOS, we'll have the boot, right? So from boot, after installing the operating system, if you switch on the machine, you'll get the operating system. So it will get from the grub2 itself only. The kernel image, it will executed by grub2. So it's not right time. Okay. We have one concept. We have one chapter called boot process. At the time, I will give you the much information about grub. Don't worry. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's see guys here. /etc contain configuration files. So all the configuration files by default, it will store inside the etc. So blindly remember, if someone, they ask the question to you, from where we need to get the configuration files, in a sense, we should say etc. That's it. Okay. So etc contain all the configuration files. Okay. So let's see guys, configuration files means, for example, you created one user account called student, right? The student user properties we need to know, right? What type of user it is, whether we'll have the login shell or not, right? What is a user ID and what is a group ID? I need to know the properties of the user. The student user properties, it will store into the one file, that is the configuration file. For example, you try to installing the one web server, right? So simply if you're installing the web server, it's not enough. We need to configure the web server according to our requirement, right guys? So we need to configure the web server according to our requirement. So how we need to configure the web server? With the help of that particular web server configuration file. If you installing any servers, it will create three things guys. First, it will create one user account, it will create one home directory, it will create one configuration file. Not only for web server, if you try to installing the any services, there's three things that will happen, right? According to our requirement, we need to provide the instruction to the machine, in the sense. So we should edit the configuration file. Those all the configuration files by default, where it will store, in the sense, inside the etc. Got it? Yes, boot also contain configuration file. Inside the grub2, you'll have the grub configuration file, right? So that is a bootable configuration file. So this is usually, if you try to installing any services into your operating system, those all the configuration files inside the etc will have, right? Okay. Next. /bin. So I hope you are making note, right? No? Right. So etc contain all the configuration files. So /boot contain, so all the bootloaders, right? Inside the etc, if you want, you can find out the grub configuration files. I said na Kartikeya, while we are discussing about the boot process, at the time I will tell you, don't worry. Okay. So now don't bother about like configuration files, where, see, simple. We are trying to discussing about file system hierarchy now. So we are trying to understanding in which directory, what type of files we need to get, and what type of services those directories they're providing for us. So I said like about /boot, about grub2, and those all stuff I will teach you in, while we are trying to discussing about operating system boot process. At the time, we have the one chapter called operating system boot process. At the time, we'll discuss. Okay. So /bin contain normal user executable commands. So /bin contain normal user executable commands, right? So /bin contain, we can able to see all the stuff practically. I will show you. Okay, don't worry. So /bin contain normal user executable commands. Okay. So how many types of user accounts will have? Two types of user accounts will have. One is normal user, another one is root user, right? So normal user executable commands, we are going to find out from the bin. and has been contain root user executable commands. That means super user bin has been means bin full form binaries, guys. Okay, binary files will have. So bin contain normal user executable commands, has been contain root user executable commands. Right. So we need to find out the root user executable commands. In the sense, we should go to the bin. So we need to find the normal user executable commands. In the sense, we should go to the slash bin. Okay. So slash bin contain normal user executable command. So slash USR. So USR full form Unix shareable resources. Unix shareable resources. USR full form. So Unix shareable resources. For example, in Windows, if you try to installing the any software, okay, so the software where it will store by default in Windows, you try to installing one application, okay, inside the C, a very good program, Sheetal, okay. Sorry, who's the guy? Sheetal only, na? Right. Okay. So, right. So by default, it will store into the program files. Inside the C drive, will have the one folder called programs. Inside the programs folder, we can able to find out the all the installed programs. Okay. Like the same way, coming to Linux, if you try to installing the any software, if you try to installing the application, so by default, those application, it will store inside the slash USR. USR contain program files. Okay. So USR contain program files. Next, slash OPT. OPT. Optional for USR. So slash OPT is a optional for USR. All right, guys. So slash OPT is a optional for USR. Right. For example, if you try to installing the third-party program files, those all the third-party program files, it will store inside the OPT. So OPT, that is optional for USR, right? USR contain program files and OPT also program files, but third-party program files. Right, guys? I hope you got it. Right. So if you want, you can store your personal data also inside the OPT. It's not a problem. Okay. Next. Slash OPT contain program files, optional for USR. Next, dev is a directory. Chrome, Ansible, those all. So if you try to installing the Ansible tower, so it will store into the, so few files it will store inside of the OPT. Okay. So slash dev contain device files. So slash dev contain device files. Device files means, okay, so you connected one pen drive to your machine. So assume this, you have the Windows operating system, right? Clear, guys? So whether the pen drive is detected or not, how you're going to find? How you're going to get the information whether the pen drive is detected or not? So, okay, if you open the My Computer, the pen drive, it's not displaying, right? So from where you are going to get the pen drive details, whether it is detected or not? Inside the device manager, right? Yesterday we checked the like processor details. So there we can able to find out the device details. whether the particular device is detected or not, right? So we have the device manager in Windows. Like the same way, coming to Linux, all the device files, whether it is detected or not, we are going to find from the dev directory. So slash dev, it's like as a device manager in Windows. So slash dev contain device files. Clear, guys? So slash dev contain, so device files, right? Next. So please concentrate. Proc is a directory. PROC. So proc full form process, guys. Proc full form process. It's a default. It's a OPT. It's optional for USR. Mahesh. It's a OPT is optional for USR, right? Guys, can you hear me? Am I audible online? Yeah, okay. Right. So slash proc full form process. So slash proc full form process, guys. So in process word, first four letters PROC. Okay. Audio device, Bluetooth device comes under device files. Yes. So those all coming under device, keyboard, mouse, and those all stuff, right? Yeah, I shared my screen, Nikhil. Hardware, pen drive, DVD, everything. It's not boring. Okay, thank you. So who's that guy? He's writing one essay writing here, right? No, give me a minute. So thank you, Babu. No, student, they are not asking like professional way. They are asking like this way only. So only few students, if they are feeling like that, for them I said. Nana Virendra, దండం పెడతాను బాబు. సో ఎందుకు అలా కనిపిస్తుంది? Right. So, thank you. Thank you. Kamakshi. So, Sheikh. Yeah, I said now what I'm doing the documents in our classroom, those documents I will provide you. Okay. Give me some time. Maybe Monday I'll provide you. Okay. Right. Try to understand. So after change the like link and then we are going to provide the documents and those all stuff. ఏం చేద్దాం ఆపుదామా కంటిన్యూ చేద్దామా సూపర్ రైట్ స్లాష్ proc is a directory. It contain all the background running process, right guys? Slash proc is a directory. It contain all the background running process. In Windows you will have the task manager, right? So what is the use of task manager? We can able to find out all the background running processes, right? Yes, no? How many process so we'll have into background, so we can able to find out like the same way here proc, right? So proc contain background running process. Okay, so everyone chart, if I enable, you are going to get desktop guys. Dell, got it? So why I didn't enable the everyone chart? In the sense I'm getting like frequently messages, so continuously if you're getting the messages into your chat box, you are going to get desktop, right? మీరు ఆ చాట్ లో ఉన్న మెసేజ్లు చదువుకునే దానికి సరిపోద్ది, ఇక్కడ ఎన్రో అవునా కదా? రైట్, బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దట్ రీజన్ వెన్ ఐ నీడ్ టు enable, I know at the time I will enable the everyone, don't worry. Okay, సో ఇక్కడంతా ఇప్పుడున్న సిచ్యువేషన్స్ ఎలా ఉన్నాయంటే ఆడియో ఫంక్షన్ లో హీరోని పోగినట్టున్నాయి, అవసరం లేదు ఇవన్నీ, రైట్? ఓకే, స్లాష్ proc is a directory. It contain all the process files, so background running process and all the background running process we can able to find out. Okay, and apart from those process we can able to find CPU information and memory information. How you are going to check the CPU information in Windows? What type of processor you have, how much RAM you'll have, you need to check. How you're going to check in Windows guys? This PC, right click properties, right? You'll have the all the details, but here we doesn't have the this PC guys. Each and every details, device details, it will store into one file. Okay, for example, cat is a command to print the file content. Inside the proc we have one file called CPU info. It contain our processor details, right guys? Okay, so cat proc mem info, it contain memory information. Memory information means RAM and swap. So what is swap guys? So yesterday we created one swap partition, right? So yesterday we created one swap partition. RAM and swap details will have inside the mem info file. So cat is a command. Cat is a command. So it will print the content of the file. So we are printing the CPU info file content, and we are printing the like mem info file content. CPU info contain processor details. What type of processor you are using, right? i3 or i5 or i7 or i9, whatever it may be, like it will show you. So memory information, how much RAM you'll have into your mission. So how much swap partition you created, right? So what is a swap guys? Swap is a virtual RAM. Swap is a virtual RAM, right? So for example, in your mission, in your laptop or in your desktop, maybe you are using very old desktop. The desktop it having the only 2 GB RAM. Okay, you are unable to increase this 2 GB RAM space because it's a very old laptop, it's a very old desktop, right guys? We doesn't have the another slot to add the one more RAM. So in these cases, so you need to increase your system performance. In the sense, we are going to take some space from the hard disk, will convert the space as a swap partition. This swap partition, it will help to your physical RAM, and then we'll get the good performance from our operating system. I hope you got it, guys. Yes, no. So you can give equal to RAM or otherwise 2 GB RAM. Guys, if you having the below 1 GB RAM, you can give thrice. Okay. अगर आपके मिशन में 1 GB या 2 GB से बिलो है, right? So आप thrice दे दो. 3 GB, 4 GB like this you can give. If you having the 2 GB, more than 2 GB, you can give double. More than 8 GB, 8 GB, 4 GB is enough. 8 GB swap partition is more than 4 GB, 8 GB we doesn't need. If you're having the more than 8 GB, 16 GB, 64 GB like this, if you're having 4 GB, 8 GB RAM, swap partition is enough, right? So if you're having below 2 GB, then thrice. If you're having above 2 GB, twice. Clear? So around 45 minutes class. Okay. So you will get this. I think this is a demo only, na? Don't worry. Demo miss hua to kuch problem nahi hai. You will get the YouTube link. Okay. Right, guys. Swap is a virtual RAM, Sagar. Swap is a virtual RAM. So if the physical RAM space, if it is full, then this virtual RAM, it is going to support to the virtual physical RAM and will get the good performance from our operating system. You are unable to store the data into the swap partition, guys. It will act like as a RAM, but it's a virtual. It's not a physical RAM, right? So I hope you got it, guys. Clear? Good. Next. Slash var contain so variable files and log files, variable data and log files. So variable data means, for example, if you're trying to sending the mail, by what time you send the mail, by what time you receive the mail, and those all stuff we can able to find out from the var. So inside the log will have the login files. Will have the login files. So login information. For example, you're trying to doing some actions into your operating system. Those all the actions, it will be recorded. So हम जो भी command execute कर रहे हैं अपने operating system के अंदर, वो जो सारे commands, जो सारे actions, it will be recorded. So where it will recorded in the sense inside the var log. So var is a one directory. Inside the var directory, we'll have the one more directory called log. Inside the log, we'll have the login files. Okay. So in those login files, we can able to find out our login information. By what time we log in. After login, so what type of command you executed. So what is the use of this log files in the sense? Right. For reducing the downtime. Maybe you will have some issue into your environment. So how you are going to find out the issue? With the help of this login information, we are going to find out the issue and we'll troubleshoot. I hope you got it, guys. Var log contain. So login information, right? So बोलते हैं ना अपने जो बड़े लोग, अगर जो भी आप काम कर रहे हो ऊपर भगवान देख रहा है, सब कुछ it will be noted and then बाद में आपको रहेगा बोल के, right? वैसे यहाँ पे what you are doing the actions into your operating system. So those all the actions, it will be recorded into the var log, right? So जो भी समझो आप, right? So clear, guys. So for understanding, so don't take personal, okay? Right. Next, /run is a directory. So /run is a directory. It's a new directory. It's introduced from RHEL 7.0 onwards. Right, guys? So this run directory introduced to us from 7.0. In 7.0 as well as 8.0, operating systems will have the run directory. Right, guys? So what is the use of run? So guys, you are unable to find this run directory in older version like 6.0, 5.0, 4.0, 3.0, 2.0 versions will have no. In those versions, we doesn't have the run. So run contain real-time data, running services, real-time data, running services, last boot information, and media. Right, guys? So real-time data, running services, last boot information, right? And media slash media. Run it contain media. Run is a one directory. Inside the run directory, we'll have the one more directory called media. Media contain removable media. Removable media means pen drive, pocket hard disk, DVD, CD. We can able to insert and we can able to remove, right? So those types of media we are going to find from run media. Guys, in Linux, we doesn't have the my computer, right? To find out the pen drive to store the data. So how we need to find out the pen drive in the sense? Inside the run media. Inside the run media, you'll have the default mount point for pen drive and DVD and pocket hard disk and those all stuff. Right, guys? So run media contain removable media. Clear? Okay. Can you wait for 15 minutes? It's okay. And what about online, guys? Do you have any other classes? If you doesn't have any other classes, so I'll continue for 15 minutes. I will wind up the session. You'll have the AWS class. Okay, 6 o'clock on the Mali building. Okay, I'll stop the session now, right? And then we have few directories, 3 to 4 directories we'll have. Then we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, guys, because here in offline we'll have few people, so there belongs to AWS offline class. They need to travel from this building to another building. Because of that reason, I'm trying to stopping the session. Okay, so clear, guys? Okay, okay, right. So admin number. So me too don't know, man. So I will let you know people's like tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Don't worry. Admin people, they are going to communicate with you today, tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah, you will get like YouTube link, guys. At YouTube link, you can find out those all the like demo videos, 3 to 4 demo for 1 week. This week demo videos you will have, right? Okay, guys. If you're having any doubts, so any questions, please. मेरा नंबर दूंगा कार्तिकेय, अभी नहीं है, so थोड़ा time लगेगा, right? So I'll tell you tomorrow whether we'll have the class on Saturday or not. Okay. USR full form Unix shareable resources. Sri Lakshmi. Unix shareable resources. I am from. You're asking where are you? Thank you. Okay. So enduku Saturday class, I'll tell you guys. I said na, so on Monday, I'll tell you on Friday. Tomorrow, I think Friday, right? Tomorrow I will inform you people. Okay. Run contain removable media. Run contain last boot information, running services, and those all stuff, right? Yeah, you can come offline also, it's not a problem. Okay, so offline lo randi inga baaguntadi. Okay, right. Where log contain login information. Where log contain login information. Right? Run services can we see into the proc mains? See, actually run contain last boot information, right? So run it contain, we can able to find out the few login informations in run journals, right? Home directory, it's a home directory for normal user. Okay guys, see you tomorrow. Bye, take care, stay home, stay safe.